Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Charlie. On today's episode, I'm going to be showing y'all how to make my delicious twice-baked sweet potatoes. Now, this is a very versatile dish. It could be served warm or cold. It can also be a great side dish, but alternatively, it can also be a sweet and savory dessert as well. It consists of sweet potatoes that have been baked twice. The first time is when we put it in the oven. We bake it until the sweet potatoes are tender. And we got the sweet potatoes. We take the sweet potato and we make a filling with that. And from there, we bake it again. Once these sweet potatoes have cooled, we top it with some fresh whipped cream, roasted pecans, and a sweet caramel sauce that you're going to love. This recipe calls to make 4 twice-baked sweet potatoes. It can be a great side dish or a great dessert. Your choice. But guess what? It's absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here's all you'll need to make your twice-baked sweet potatoes. Let's get started with our ingredients. You will need 4 large to medium-sized sweet potatoes. That's about 4 pounds total. And along with that, you will need some sugar, brown sugar, salt, unsalted butter. You can use any type of oil for this recipe. I'm going to be using vegetable oil. You will also need some evaporated milk, heavy whipping cream, vanilla extract, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, some chopped pecans, and some confectioner sugar. And for your tools, you'll need some aluminum foil, a hand mixer. You can also use a blender as well. And to bake your twice-baked sweet potatoes, you can either use a regular standard 9 by 13 inch glass or metal pan, or you can use an 11 by 17 inch baking pan, which I'm going to use, of course. And there we have it. Alright, let's get straight to it. So we're going to get started by rinsing off the sweet potatoes with cold water. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 400 degrees. Alright, here I have an 11 by 17 inch baking pan. And from there, I'm going to take some aluminum foil and I'm just going to add that into the baking pan. Now, it's the same procedure if you're using the 9 by 13 inch baking pan. Just align the aluminum foil in the baking pan and that's it. From there, I'm just going to carefully add these sweet potatoes onto the baking pan. Okay, next I'm going to add about 1 to 2 teaspoons of oil into the palm of my hand. Make sure your hands are clean. And now I'm just going to rub it onto my hands, and from there I'm going to rub the oil onto each sweet potato. If you happen to run out, just put a little bit more in your hand and continue rubbing the sweet potatoes with the oil. It's just that simple. Now they are ready to be baked. Place this into a preheated 400 degree oven on the bottom rack. Bake this for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Alright, it's been about 1 hour and 20 minutes now for our sweet potatoes. Now let's go ahead and remove these out of the oven. Now, how to tell if the sweet potatoes are done. Now, you can see them from appearance wise. The outside skin might look a little wrinkly in appearance. And also when you touch the sweet potato at the top and it's soft. And if you take a large fork and you can insert it inside each sweet potato very easily, that lets you know that the sweet potatoes are done. Let this cool completely. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 400 degrees. Alright, let's get started with roasting our chopped pecans. So in this 8 by 8 inch baking pan, here I have 2/3 cup of chopped pecans. I'm just going to add that in there. And now I'm just going to spread this around like this. And it is ready to be put in the oven. Place this into a preheated 400 degree oven on the bottom rack. Bake this for 2 to 3 minutes. Alright, it's been about 2 to 3 minutes now for our chopped pecans. Now let's go ahead and remove this out of the oven. Let this cool completely. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, let's get started making our caramel sauce. So in this medium-sized pot, I'm going to add 2/3 cup of sugar, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, and 1/3 cup of water. Stir all your ingredients together. You're going to let this simmer for about 8 to 10 minutes or until the mixture resembles an amber-like color. Now during those 8 to 10 minutes, do not stir the mixture, just let it cook. And also keep in mind that cooking times vary depending on your pot and your stove. It's been about 10 minutes now. As you can see, the mixture is a nice amber-like color. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn my fire off. Okay, next we're going to add 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And of course I cubed that and everything. Next I'm going to add 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Stir all your ingredients together. Make sure you stir it really well. And from there, our caramel is done. Now just to let y'all know that this will thicken as it cools. Okay, now you're going to set this on the side and let it cool completely. Alright, let's get started making our whipped cream. Now before we make our whipped cream, you want to make sure that you place your mixing bowl with your whisk attachment in the refrigerator so that way you can get it nice and cold. Let's add the ingredients. First things first, we're going to add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Make sure your heavy whipping cream is cold. And to that, I'm going to add 1/4 cup of confectioner sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. That's just to bring out all the flavors. I'm going to start my mixer on a medium-low speed just to get those ingredients incorporated. Then I'm going to turn my mixer up to the highest setting, and I'm going to mix this on high speed for about 2 to 3 minutes or until the whipping cream reaches stiff peaks. Alright, scrape down the sides of your bowl, and our whipped cream is now ready. Place this into your refrigerator for about 30 minutes to an hour before serving. Okay, here we have one of our baked sweet potatoes. We let it cool completely. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take a sharp serrated knife and we're going to carefully cut an oval incision at the top of the potato. Now you want to do this to all 4 sweet potatoes. Just go all around just like that. And from there you can just pull the skin off the top of the sweet potato. And there is the insides. Okay, next we're going to take a spoon and we're going to dig out the insides of the sweet potato. And from there we just place them into this medium-sized bowl here. Now you want to be careful not to damage the sides as you are digging out the sweet potato insides. Okay? So just carefully dig it out just like that. And you want to do the same thing for all 4 sweet potatoes. And there we go. Alright, let's get started with the filling for our sweet potatoes. So in this medium-sized bowl, I have my sweet potatoes in here. And the weight of this is 1 pound and 15 ounces. You might as well say 2 pounds. Okay, next I'm going to take a spoon and I'm going to mash these sweet potatoes. Make sure you mash it really good. You can also use a potato masher as well, but I find that the spoon works best. Now let's add the rest of the ingredients. Add a 1/2 cup of sugar, a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 4 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter, a 1/2 cup of evaporated milk. Make sure that is at room temperature. Now remember the caramel that we made, about 2 to 3 tablespoons of that, right on in there. 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1 1/2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/8 of a teaspoon of allspice, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to take a sturdy spoon, and from there I'm going to stir all the ingredients together. Make sure you stir it very gently and very carefully. It's going to be very thick at first, but as you stir it, the mixture will start to thin out some. Alright, that looks good. scrape down the sides of your bowl. Now to mix this and to remove the strings, I'm going to be using a hand mixer, but you can also use a blender as well. I'm going to start by mixing this on high speed for 1 minute. Now as you can see right here, there is some strings on the blades of the mixer. You're going to rinse this off. You're going to repeat this step for about 5 to 6 times, or until the blades of your hand mixer no longer have the strings of the sweet potato on them, like how you see here. Scrape down the sides of your bowl, and our filling for our sweet potatoes is now ready. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 350 degrees. Alright, here we have our sweet potato shells cleaned out and ready to go. Alright, so in a small skillet, I melted 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter, and to that I've added 1 tablespoon of the caramel sauce. And I'm just going to take my spatula and give this a quick stir. Alright, and here I have a pastry brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of that butter caramel mixture, and I'm just going to lightly brush that into the insides of the sweet potato shells. Alright, that looks good. Okay, next we're going to take our sweet potato filling, and we're going to carefully add that into the sweet potato shells. Make sure you take the spoon and you push the filling down into the sweet potato shell. And there we go. Our sweet potatoes are nice and stuffed and ready to go. Now they are ready to be baked. Place this into a preheated 350-degree oven on the bottom rack. Bake for 1 hour. Alright, it's been about 1 hour now for our sweet potatoes. Now let's go ahead and remove this out of the oven. Let these cool completely. Now there's another option. If you want the flavors to settle and increase overnight, you can let them cool completely first. Then from there, take them and place them into your refrigerator. And then from there, you can decorate them the next day, which I'm going to do, of course. Alright, now let's decorate our sweet potato. Okay, so here we have our sweet potato. We let it cool off completely, and then after that I place it into the refrigerator overnight. So next I'm going to take some whipped cream, and I'm just going to add that on top of the sweet potato. Now if you want to add a little bit more whipped cream, you can. And next I'm going to add my roasted pecans. Just going to sprinkle a little bit of that on top. And here I have my caramel. I put it into this squeeze bottle here. And from what we're going to do here is we're going to take the caramel sauce, and we're just going to drizzle it on top just like that. And after that, it is ready to be served. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Twice baked sweet potatoes, made by a New Orleans native. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. I have an official website for all of my recipes, including this one. Go to www.charliethecookandrews.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. Stay tuned, as Charlie's Taste Test is coming up next. Can't wait. Now it's time to go ahead and take a bite. That's the cross section right there. And here goes nothing. Woo! It's really, really good. It's like a sweet potato pie with whipped cream, pecans and caramel on top. I mean, y'all, it is so good. The sweet potato flavor is on point. All the flavors and spices just right. Right amount of sweetness. This is a really, really great side dish or dessert dish. Now, does it taste better warm or cold? I let mine come to room temperature. I've tried it cold. I've tried it warm. Outstanding regardless. Now I'm gonna let people know that right after you bake the sweet potato, I do recommend that you serve it the next day so that way the flavors can settle and increase overnight. So give the recipe a try. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a good one. Peace.